Hello, Days of Our Lives fans. It's time once again for our Days Drama Digest channel's special recap of the latest episode, and what an emotional roller coaster it's been today, April 30th, 2025. From heart-wrenching moments of uncertainty to shocking family revelations, this episode delivered drama that's sure to be etched into the minds of viewers for a long time. Buckle up, because we're diving deep into all the twists and turns from this unforgettable day in Salem. Johnny and Chanel. A dream of parenthood shattered. One of the most emotional and gut-wrenching moments of the day unfolded between Johnny and Chanel. Their relationship has always been full of promise, full of love, but as their journey toward adopting a child seemed more and more inevitable, the cracks in their bond began to show. Johnny, overwhelmed with doubt and fear, sat down with Chanel and revealed a heartbreaking decision. He no longer felt he was ready to adopt a child. His uncertainty about fatherhood had grown so powerful that he feared being the kind of parent the child deserved. "I can't do this," Johnny said, his voice trembling with regret, looking deeply into Chanel's eyes as though seeing her for the first time. His confession hung heavily in the room, thick with the weight of disappointment and sorrow. He explained that his doubts had been brewing for a while, but it wasn't until he found out about his father's betrayal. EJ's actions against his mother, that the world he thought he understood began to crumble. The realization that his father could commit such an unforgivable betrayal left Johnny feeling utterly lost. How could he, in good conscience, bring a child into such a fractured life? "I feel lost," Johnny admitted, his voice breaking under the strain. "How can I be someone's father when I'm still struggling to understand who I am or what kind of person I can even be?" Chanel's heart shattered in response. She had always believed in their future, had always envisioned them as a family. Her love for Johnny ran deep, but even love couldn't undo the deep pain of watching her dreams crumble before her eyes. "I understand your fears, but we're stronger together. We've been through so much already. We can make this work." "You're a good man, Johnny. You're better than your father." But Johnny's doubt remained impenetrable. Even Chanel's heartfelt pleas couldn't break through the fortress of his self-doubt. He believed that it would be selfish to proceed with the adoption if he wasn't sure he could be the father the child needed. Chanel, her heart bleeding with disappointment, tried to fight back the tears, urging him to reconsider. "We are the best candidates, Johnny. I feel in my heart that I'm meant to be this baby's mother," she said desperately. "Don't let your father's mistakes destroy this chance for us. Please, don't let him take this away from us." But Johnny's mind was made up. The finality of his decision was marked by the heartbreaking words, "I can't be the father I want to be. I can't do this. I've changed too much." Sophia and Tate, having arrived with the adoption notebook, couldn't comprehend the devastation unfolding before them. The adoption dream they had so eagerly anticipated was slipping through their fingers like sand. In a stunning turn of events, Johnny made the crushing decision to end the adoption plans, a decision that shook Chanel to her core. As the children ran from the room in tears, Chanel collapsed on the floor, clutching a teddy bear to her chest as if it could somehow comfort her. Her sobs echoed through the room, a reflection of the shattered dreams she had held so close. Paulina's wrath and Johnny's struggle at the DiMera mansion as the tears flowed in Chanel's room. Paulina, ever the fierce mother, was not about to sit idly by. She stormed over to the DiMera mansion, seeking answers from Johnny, her heart full of fury. "You've broken my baby girl's heart, Johnny," Paulina cried, her anger radiating like a force of nature. She had always been protective of Chanel, but this betrayal went beyond just a romantic relationship. It was about the future they had built together. Johnny, still reeling from the weight of his decision, tried to explain himself to Paulina, but his words were full of doubt and regret. I didn't want to hurt Chanel, but I can't be a father when I'm not sure about myself. It's not fair to the child. Polina, though seething with frustration, listened to him. She understood, in part, his reasoning, but that didn't make it any easier to accept. As a woman who had given up a child in the past, Paulina knew how important it was to place a child in the right home, a home where they would be loved and cared for unconditionally. But at the same time, she could not reconcile Johnny's actions with the hope he had given Chanel, only to tear it away without warning. It wouldn't be fair to the baby if you proceeded with this adoption, Johnny, Paulina said, her voice quieter now, tinged with a deep understanding of the weight of the decision. But you gave her hope, only to take it away. You can't do that to her. But Paulina wasn't the only one grappling with Johnny's decisions. His father, EJ, had just returned from the hospital much sooner than Johnny expected. The shock of seeing his father so soon after everything that had happened only added to Johnny's simmering anger. EJ, sensing that his relationship with his son was on the brink of collapse, tried to reach out, but Johnny, hurt and filled with resentment, refused to even acknowledge his father's attempts at reconciliation. I don't want anything to do with you, Johnny spat, his voice cold and cutting. You've hurt me enough. I'm done. EJ's heart ached as he tried to bridge the chasm between them, but it was clear that Johnny's pain was deeper than any apology could heal. The tension between father and son reached a boiling point, and the weight of the past threatened to pull them even further apart. Susan's intuition and Johnny's secrets as the war between father and son escalated. Susan, EJ's ever-protective mother, began to notice something unsettling about Johnny. There was a darkness within him, something he was hiding, something that didn't sit right with her. Susan, always able to sense when something was amiss, couldn't shake the feeling that Johnny was carrying a heavy burden, one that he wasn't sharing with anyone. When EJ finally got his hands on the footage from the memory card he had stolen from Rafe, the truth of Johnny's anger was revealed. The footage showed Johnny holding a gun during their heated confrontation, his face twisted with rage, but there was something more disturbing in the footage. It became clear that Johnny hadn't been the one to fire the shot. The memory card had been removed just before the shooting took place, which meant Johnny wasn't the shooter. But what the footage did show was a deep well of anger, a fury that seemed to consume Johnny, and that was something that deeply unsettled EJ. As he watched the footage, he couldn't help but wonder if his son's anger was going to drive him to do something even worse. Johnny, EJ muttered to himself, "What are you hiding?" Chad, Leo, and Gabby, a web of suspicion back in Salem's town square. Chad's investigation into the events surrounding the hidden fundraiser continued. He crossed paths once again with Kat and Felicity, two women whose involvement in the fundraiser was now shrouded in mystery. The more Chad heard about their involvement, the more confused and disturbed he became. Something didn't add up, and he was determined to find out the truth. With Leo by his side, Chad decided to confront Gabby, the woman who was at the center of many of Salem's most dangerous schemes. Leo, sharp as ever, couldn't shake the feeling that Gabby had something to do with the murder of EJ DiMera. As he pressed her with accusations, Gabby's composure began to crack. Her usual calm demeanor was replaced by defensiveness, and Chad could tell that she was hiding something. "Gabby, did you have anything to do with this?" Leo demanded, his eyes narrowed. "We know you're involved in something, and we're going to find out what." Gabby, as usual, denied everything, but the tension between her and her accusers was palpable. What was Gabby hiding? Was she the mastermind behind EJ's near-death, or was there another, darker force at play? Kayla's desperate plea for Beau's life. The final dramatic moment of the day came at the hospital, where Kayla Brady's plea for Beau Brady's life reached a heart-wrenching crescendo. Desperate to save the love of her life, Kayla turned to Dr. Jeffrey Russell in the hopes that he could provide the miracle drug that could save Bo. But as she stood before him, hoping for a life-saving answer, Dr. Russell's response was a devastating blow. "I'm sorry, Kayla," Dr. Russell said softly, his eyes filled with empathy. "The drug is still in the research phase. It hasn't been tested on humans yet, and we don't know the side effects or even if it will work." Kayla's world seemed to come crashing down around her. Bo, the love of her life, might not survive, and there was nothing she could do to change that harsh reality. The helplessness she felt was palpable, and as she stood there, fighting back tears, she realized that time was running out for Bo. Conclusion: the storm in Salem. As the day ended in Salem, the characters we've grown to love and invest in faced more challenges, more heartbreak, and more questions than ever before. With relationships on the brink of destruction, secrets threatening to tear families apart, and the ever-present danger of the unknown, we can only wonder what tomorrow will bring. Will Johnny and Chanel find a way to reconcile? Can EJ and Johnny ever truly heal their fractured relationship? And will Kayla be able to save Bo in time? As always, Days of Our Lives keeps us on the edge of our seats, eagerly awaiting what will happen next. Stay tuned as we continue to bring you the most detailed recaps, spoilers, and analysis. Thanks for joining us on Days Drama Digest, where the drama never stops and the secrets never stay buried for long. We hope you enjoyed it and look forward to sharing more with you in the future. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe TV Days Drama Digest for more updates on Days of Our Lives.